3 airbrushing tips in 3 minutes. Let's go. So tip number 1, use the correct double action. So when you're painting, don't paint like this. It's a double action airbrush, so press down for air, pull back for paint, and keep the air press down at all times. So for example, press down for air, pull back for paint. If you want to do lines, press down for air, pull back for paint. Further away, you can do broad spray, and then up close you can do detail. But keep that air pressed down at all times and just use the trigger to control your stroke. Next thing is when you're painting away, and let's say you want to go finer and get some finer detail and do dots and lines, what I recommend is you remove your air cap or the needle cap. That way it exposes the needle. Just be careful not to drop your airbrush, but it allows you to get nice and fine because you're able to go up nice and close to the page or object that you're working on. And it also serves as a second bonus where you can easily maintain your tip drying. So removing that air cap is definitely a great tip. Okay, so mixing your paint. For beginners, I recommend an equal parts ratio. So that means a 1-to-1 ratio with your reducer or thinner depending on what the paint brand supplies. In this case, I'm using Trident airbrush paint and they have a reducer. And then I'm just going to do this by eye, but if you wish, you can definitely measure it up. And then you add in your reducer or thinner, as I mentioned, equal parts, and that'll be a great mix for you to start to learn how to airbrush. And I recommend that you spray at around 30 psi with this mix. If you want to go with finer detail, then over thin your paint and reduce your air pressure down to about 18 to 20 psi. Okay, so as a thank you for watching all of these 3 tips, I'm going to give you a quick bonus tip because I've still got a little bit of time left before we hit that 3-minute mark. So let's say you've just finished airbrushing, you've cleaned out your airbrush and you've put a new color in there. So you've topped it up with paint, you're ready to go. You press down for air, you pull back and nothing happens. More often than not, the reason for this can be found in the back of the airbrush. So I remove that handle, and what generally happens is when you've cleaned everything out, you've cleaned out your inkwell, you've removed the needle and flushed cleaner through the back, then you've put your needle back in, but you've forgotten to tighten this little locking nut. Well, that means that that trigger will move, but the needle won't go back and forth. So therefore no paint will come out. So all you need to do is tighten that, put your handle back on, and then you can see I'm getting paint, no problem at all. And I can get back into airbrushing.